Can everyone see me now? I've been over here wrestling with the stuff for the last 15 minutes. Yes, no. Yes. Oh my God. This is a freaking nightmare. Do not give up. Do not give up. You know I am determined to make stuff work. I'm determined to make it happen. It may take me a minute. I may be in a sweat when you finally see me. But oh, you guys, this is just a nightmare. Okay, I guess it's working now. Everybody's here. All right. Um, you have both. It's up on both. Oh my God. Thank you. It's like I'm not even a religious person, but I'm about to praise somebody that this finally happened. Um, all right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna I'm gonna start the show all over because I want to cut out everything before this and start from here. So uh, here we go. Okay, here we are. We're gonna be doing What the Fuck Tuesday. And what happens here, for those of you who may not know, is every Tuesday I come on, I go through the advice questions that have been submitted, usually the previous week. Some of them are older. Like if I get too many in the week before and I don't have enough time to do them all, then I will save some to put them on the following week. Um, and then I take the letters. They're put into a document which I read. You can only see me on Twitch now. See, I don't understand what's happening with YouTube. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Yeah, this is really driving me crazy, and it just keeps happening. I keep having this drama with with YouTube. I don't understand what's happening here. Um, oh, I am on YouTube. Okay, so some people are saying, okay, it's here. It's on YouTube. I didn't realize it was. I'm trying to get my chat going so I can see from YouTube and Twitch. But so far, it's not feeding the ones from YouTube onto it. That's kind of unusual. Anyway, let me get started. Let me get started because this is driving me crazy. Everybody who's on Twitch, they'll still be able to see me, but I'm going to close the chat box out. So if you want to make a chat comment, I probably won't see you. Not today. I'll fix it by Thursday though. All right, here we go. Let's get this rolling because we are already 20 minutes behind schedule. Um, this, excuse me, letter number one is from a young lady in the 26 to 35 age group. She says, "Hello there, Miss Deb. I love your Twitch channel. I've been a huge fan for many years. It's because of your publications that I'm now happily married to an amazing man. We recently got married in early October." Oh, so that was like real recently. Um, my question involves my husband's not so amazing and possibly racist family. I'm black, he's white. We met 6 years ago. He lived with his family in a different part of the state about 100 miles away. I've been around his family numerous times and I've gone out of my way to try to fit into their world. His mom always seems cordial, but not at all, not overly friendly. Hmm. And suddenly, his dad completely, but suddenly stopped talking to me about 4 years ago when things got serious between my husband and I, and he moved to my area. Because they lived so far from my family, they had never met anyone from my family until the wedding rehearsal. My mom and dad were so excited to finally meet his folks, and for months, my mom tried to set up a lunch date with his mom to no avail. During the wedding rehearsal, the lunch, and the wedding, his family, which is his mom, dad, and two sisters, barely said anything to anyone outside of their family and partied in their own group with their extended family. All this was so obvious that my maid of honor even noticed it. She tried to get my husband's sister's attention, and one of the sisters walked away from her. During the entire wedding weekend, his mom said very little to me, and his dad said absolutely nothing, not even telling me I looked nice in my wedding dress. His family complained to my husband at the rehearsal that we, quote, weren't getting to the dancing part fast enough because they were bored. We had 15 minutes of game and prize giveaways prior to that, and all the other guests went crazy over the fun. Luckily, with his family living so far away and my husband being very independent, we now don't see them too often. But my question is, are these people being racist? How should I handle the parents going forward? Should I say something to my husband? And I'm going to say this. Of course, you should say something to your husband. I mean, he had to have noticed it, but he was probably just waiting to see, how you were going to handle it, and if you were going to. Wait a minute. I'm not liking this. Hold on a second. Let me transfer this out and remove this right quick. There we go. Since I'm not running the chat stream, I took it off. I'm going to say this, young lady. You got the guy you want. If you guys going to be doing an interracial relationship, you have to have the courage to talk to each other about uncomfortable race-related things. I'm not saying it's going to be something that you dwell on all the time, but it does have to be something that you both roll up your sleeves, roll up your sleeves and dig in about. So what you need to do is everything that you told me, you need to go and sit down with him and tell him how your family's feeling. Now make sure that you communicate to him that you're not looking for him to single-handedly resolve it, that the point of your conversation with him is to see how he feels, and since he knows these people and you don't, what you guys come up with a solution together. That's what married people do. They work together as a team. So you have some ideas for what you think you can do, run them by him. He's probably not going to have too much to say right away because he'll be stunned and he'll need time to think about it. So don't get frustrated with him if he's, is not too forthcoming and looks confused and it shuts down for a minute. Because you got to realize the emotions he's going to be dealing with, how embarrassed he's going to be that his people acted like that and treated his in-laws that way. What he's going to say to him, he's got to get his mind wrapped around how he's going to check them, what it means for the future. How are they going to act like towards any children that you two have? He's got a lot to think about. Unfortunately, this didn't happen before you guys got married so that he would have had time to get them prepped before the actual wedding, and he actually met your people. But this is the time. You guys, you just got started on your road. You don't have any children yet. Things need to be, you're going to be having events where both families are involved with different holidays and stuff like that. You guys have got to get these people straight. And if they're not willing to be straight and to at least put on some kind of fake ass manners when they come around your people and you, then he needs to make it very clear to them that they're not welcome, because this is going to be a big test for him, because he's going to have to stand up to his people and say, look, if you can't treat my wife with the respect that she deserves, and her mother and her father with some kind of cordial exchanges, then I don't want you around them until you learn how to act. You humiliated and embarrassed me in front of my in-laws. Did nothing but try to be the kindest, sweetest people to you, and you snubbed them intentionally and acted a zip damn fool at my wedding. I will never forgive you for this. The best thing that you can do is change things so that nothing like this ever happens again. But I'm telling you now, I'm putting you on notice. If you do anything like this again, you will be uninvited from anything that involves my relatives or my wife in the future. That's the line that he has to draw with them. He's got to be very, very tough, because otherwise they're going to keep clowning because they got away with the shit at the wedding. So they're going to think it's okay unless he checks them. But like I said, keep in mind he's got a lot on his plate. That's a big thing to have to tackle his whole relatives. That's his family. He's gonna have to put, I don't know what kind of relationship he has with them, if he's ever stood up to them before. This may be a whole new thing. So please be patient with him. That's what I'm saying. Be patient with him. Explain everything and give him some time to process it and come up with a plan. Don't hound him. Okay, that's gonna be very important. All right. So let's talk about letter number 2. Wow, that was an interesting one. I haven't had something like that for a while. We're on Tell It. I mean, it was Tell It Tuesday. It's all What the Fuck Tuesday now, where we go over letters where you be like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was they thinking? What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck was she tripping on? Things like that. All right, let me open up my handy trusty LaCroix. What are we having today? Mango. Have to keep my throat damp from all this yapping. Um, yeah, it was very sad. I mean, it's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad that this had to happen at their wedding. Because it's for a bride. This is, you get married for the first time only one time. You could get remarried or whatever, but the experience for her was somewhat damaged because her family didn't get to enjoy it the way that she wanted them to, and neither did she. So they kind of fucked everything up, and but I don't want her to say anything to them yet until give him a chance to handle his folks. That's, you handle yours, he handles his. However, if he comes, after you guys had this conversation, if he doesn't come up with anything in a reasonable length of time, which I would say would be about a month, then the next exchange that you have with them, let him know that you will handle it if he doesn't want to, because you refuse to be treated that way by anyone. And then you check him, and if you need some words, check with me before you do it. All right, and give me an update. All right, question number 2. This lady is in the 26 to 35 age group as well. And she says, I recently stumbled on your channel. I love the advice you give. So this brings me to my problem. I thought I was being a strong woman, holding my man up until he's in a position to hold up our family, only to realize I may have been only a stepping stone he stood on to get where he wants to be. Okay, I'm going to withhold my comment, but I already sense I'm getting ready to hear some fuckery. And because you say my man, you didn't say my husband. See, that's the first mistake. All right, so let's move on. Hello, fresh and clean. Hey, everybody. I'm glad you guys made it. This was a disaster today trying to get in here. All right. I am 31 years old, and I've been with my son's father, who's 33, for 7.5 years. So see, notice she never said husband. Our son is our only child. He's 3.5. There are several aspects to our relationship I need advice on. Okay, so she was pregnant, 4th year, mostly dealt with prenatal care alone. They were both attending junior college. She was also working full time because he hurt his back. So they made an agreement when he was going to go back to school that he would continue with his education and I would work until my due date. Then he would take financial responsibility until our kid was 1, and then I would support him through school. Okay. The agreement continued that when he graduated from university, we would switch again. I would go to school and he would support the household. But when the time arrived for all the financial responsibility to fall on him, he dropped the ball horribly. We ended up several months behind in rent. Utilities were cut off. My car was repossessed. He only seemed to do the bare minimum it took to maintain basic living amenities, if that. When our baby turned 1, I got back into the workforce so I could catch our bills up and support him through school. Girlfriend. Okay, wait. You had an agreement. You kept your end of the bargain. He didn't keep his end of the bargain. Once he didn't do what he was supposed to do, you were supposed to be through with him. Okay? You don't continue to support some motherfucker who, as you call it, drops the ball majorly and leaves you hanging. Get your car repossessed. You get behind in the rent. See, this is somebody who don't give a fuck, and that was your clue. He don't give a fuck about you or that kid. All he cares about is himself. So here's mistake number 2. All right. So he graduated in May of this year. Okay. He's had a very good paying job for the last couple of months. He's made in excess of $10,000 over the last 90 days, and he has paid no more than a month's rent, which is only $600. And that is also cumulative as to the fact that he only helped when things got turned off, like cable and water. He got his first check. I asked what happened about him helping to pay our bills, and he said his mother paid all of hers without him knowing, so he could do anything, so he couldn't do anything for me. Okay, so he lives with her, but he put a bunch of his stuff at his mama's house, and he only brings what he needs there. Okay, so she says, fine, mom comes first. No, she don't. He ain't. See, my thing is, no, mothers do not come first. Once you are a man and you fucking somebody and you have a kid, that's who comes first, not your damn mama. Okay, and I'm not saying you're gonna let her be on the street or nothing, but you don't give her money, pay her bills, and where your woman is and your child live is lacking. See, he's all fucked up in the head. All right, so now he's talking about going for his master's, and I still haven't had a chance to do anything with my education. When we talk about the future, he uses phrases like, no matter what happens between you and I'm going to make sure you're good, or I owe you everything, so I'm going to start a company to give you to take care of you the way you've always taken care of me. It sounds like he's already knowing he's going to leave me when he gets this high-paying career. I really don't know what to do. I grew up without a dad, and I really want my son to have 2 parents in the home dynamic. But I'm also tired of being used. Or am I tripping, and this is what it takes to get where we need to be as a family? I don't want to waste 8 years to compromise our 2-parent house, but I also don't want to end up the fool. You're already the fool. You're already the fool. You need to get rid of this motherfucker. And he doesn't live with you. He just comes over there and plays house with you. He lives with his mother. That's why he don't want to pay no bills over there. So what you need to do is, since you know the address to his mama's house, go to the nearest court where they do child support and file on his ass immediately. They will serve him over there at his mama's house. Take all his shit out your house and throw it out, because this relationship is over. Should have been over. If you continue to support this man and let him use you all the way to a master's degree, you are the dumbest broad walking the face of the earth. You cannot worry more about a 2-parent household dynamic when your ass ain't married. That should tell you something right there. He didn't want to marry you for a reason. So you don't have a 2-parent household dynamic. You have a man who lives with his mama and comes over to your house and shacks up with you and fucks you and then leaves. That's what you have. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, this is a perfect example of what I want to talk about on Thursday. Women who make decisions with their emotions throw logic out the window. There's nothing about this that you should be involving yourself with this clown. He done already clowned you 5 or 6 times, and you still want to go back for more? You don't realize the example that you set for your baby. Luckily, he's only 1, so he doesn't really know what's going on. And honey, trust me, the kid can still have 2 parents. It's just gonna be his baby. He gonna come and get the baby and take it over to his mama's house where his black ass lives, and you will have free time to do what you want to do, like study and go to class. So you're gonna get visitation. You're gonna set up visitation, and you're gonna get child support from this motherfucker. That's what you're gonna do, and you're gonna do it like immediately. I mean, you need to do this like tomorrow, because there's no way in this world he should be getting away with this. And the agreement that you had, you should have put it in writing, because since you're not married, if you had an agreement where you did all of this, you could take him to court and get that money back. And actually, you still might be able to do it because you'll be able to show that he wasn't working during those years and that you guys had this agreement and that he reneged on it. It was called an oral contract, and so he reneged on it, proven by the fact that he went to school while you were supporting him, and you should be able to get several $1,000s out of his ass at least for that. It will be worth a try. The worst that'll happen is it'll get dismissed, but it's still worth trying because you never know. You might get all of it back. You will get part of it back. You don't know, but you got to figure out how much money you spent on him, investing in him, while he didn't cover things. And you can show how your car got repossessed. You have a lot of things against him, but you would have to have enough nerve to end this stupid relationship and then go after his ask for child support and go after his ass in court to recoup some of the money that you lost fucking with this fool. Oh my God. You also need to be tired of being used. I'm surprised it took you that long. Don't be stupid now. Come on now. You got a son. You need to make sure that you handle your business like a G to take care of your baby. Because obviously his daddy is a fucktard. You picked the wrong fool to have a kid by. That's why I said don't be married. Don't be having babies by men you ain't married to. See, if you was married to this motherfucker, you could leave and take half. And he would have business. Everything would be guaranteed. He wouldn't have had no option to not pay bills. He would have had to because you're his wife. So see, you let him get away. You set yourself up by doing all this, shacking stuff. I don't understand what you young girls be doing. I don't get that. And doing all this shit, you treating a boyfriend like a husband. You don't do stuff like this. It happens bad enough to enough women who are wives. But at least, like I said, they have the law on their side and they can get, compensated for that. You're going to have an uphill struggle. Get rid of him. Stop giving him stuff and stop doing for him. Make his ass pay some child support. And I want your ass to get up and go down there in the morning. Since you live together, you ought to have his social security number, his date of birth, and that's all you need. And where the motherfucker works. That's all you need. And you can clean his ass out. And that'll be just what he deserves. Yeah, take the baby over there too. Shit, fuck them all. Let his mama thinks it's such a good idea. But see, they over there laughing at you because you just being a sucker. Ooh, Lordy, have mercy. I wish I would. I'm not gonna put a nigga through one day of school. I'm not. You better pick up some cans or something. You want something? I'm not doing it. What do we have here today? We actually have some Pinot, and I'm about to have a swig. Oh my God. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, I don't understand that shacking either. Don't talk about that in here, Mooka Pooka. That's off topic. We're doing advice letters today, not talking about what's in the news. Question number 3, long story short. My boyfriend leaves and doesn't come home to go straight to his friend's house to watch football. Girl, I'm telling you, I need an IV of wine. Every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Wow, so 3 days a week, 3 nights a week. Doesn't seem like a lot, I know, but I understand I should leave him to have his bro time and that I should find a hobby for myself to keep distracted while he's away. But I don't have a hobby. I have responsibilities, like 3 kids to feed, bathe, and get ready for bed. Not only will my boyfriend leave to watch a game, sometimes he doesn't come back right after the game and will continue to hang out with his buddies, drinking, showing up home drunk hours later. What do I do about him leaving me to watch football? I get very flustered because I do a lot at home while I take care of our responsibilities. Talking to him about it will not work. I've tried, but somehow we end up fighting, saying I never let him do anything with his friends, and then I try to control him and finds a way to make me feel like I really am just being controlling. I don't know if I should just let him, and if there's anything I can do to keep myself distracted. I don't know what to do. Please help me with some advice. Okay, this is what you're going to do. Okay, so let's see. You know where his friends live. If you don't know, you need to find out because that's going to be an important part of what you're going to do. So you're going to find out where his friends live. You're going to put them kids in that goddamn car. I don't give a fuck if you got to get an Uber. And you're going to drive to that friend's house and you're going to let them kids out and you're going to sit at the curb, right? Or outside or whatever. And they're going to knock on the door and they're going to go in and say, Daddy, Daddy. And you're going to drive the fuck off. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to do that every single time he goes to watch football and leaves you there by yourself for hours and hours. Just like he could watch football at home while he helps watch his kids. that he made. So, you just letting him get away with shit. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Drop them off with him and let him deal with them for a night. I bet you his ass will quickly get up and bring his ass home after that. Don't be there when he comes. He gonna have to stay there and watch him. And make sure you do that. So call him, and then the next time he's gonna try to be slick and not tell you whose house he's going over. That's why I said you got to do your investigation work before you start executing this plan. Find out where each one of his friends that he goes to watch football with, where they live. You got to do that first. And then once you do that, no matter which house they are, you just drop them off and let their daddy worry about them. That's how you be a bitch. And let him be a problem for it. Let him be their problem. I mean, they're there watching for. That's what I said. She's gonna sit at the curb. They gonna knock on the door, and when the door opens, their kids gonna go in, and she gonna drive off. That's what I said. And make sure you don't go home. That's what I said. Go back and listen. I was very clear. Don't just drop them off and drive off. Wait till the door opens, and then you drive off. He will have no choice but to let them in. Fucker. All right, question number 4. Hi, Deb. I've only been employed at my new job. Yes, knock on the door and run. What they used to call it, doorbell ditch. I've been employed at my new job for 60 days. There's a guy, a black male who's 44 years old, who started 30 days after me. So this guy's been coughing without covering his mouth, blowing his nose and not using hand sanitizer afterwards, coughing up mucus and spitting it into the wastebasket. Then he touches another team member's workspaces. This has been occurring every day, nonstop, constantly since his employment started. I've suggested to him on more than one occasion to take some type of over-the-counter medicine or go to the doctor, but he tells me that medication and doctors cannot help due to what he describes his condition as mutant allergies. At times, I noticed him beating on his chest, giving the impression that he was having difficulty breathing. Plus, he's always rubbing his teeth with his fingers. I asked why he does that, and his lame excuse was that he used to wear a retainer. I've been doing my best to keep my personal workspace clean and sanitized by using disinfectant wipes and sprays, but I'm concerned about the spread of infection in the workplace. Besides informing my manager, what should I do? FYI, other coworkers have made small comments about this, but no one has really said anything about it. That's because they don't know what to do. They think that, they're probably scared to say anything. Now, everybody's not as vocal as me. Okay, you using your sound. I would follow that motherfucker around and spray everything that he touched as soon as he touched it with Lysol. I would do that. He would be like drowning in Lysol fumes. That's the first step. And then I would go to HR. And you say, this guy is a health risk for every employee in here. And you say, why? Say, I'm wondering if he has tuberculosis. Please make him go and get a test and get the results before he comes back in here. Explain what's going on. So, I don't know what he has, but we're all afraid of catching it. And then it's going to affect my work, my pay, because I will run out of sick pay. This guy is a risk to all the staff members, and he needs this, whatever this is, he's coughing up sputum. We don't know if it's got bacteria in it or what. The guy's just a nasty fucker. Yes, I would do it. I would do that. Honey, Deb don't have no chill. Let me tell you about this funky bitch I used to work with. Okay, this hoe would come to work stinking, I mean reeking. And so we had this was, years ago before people had PCs at their desks. We had like a center, where this was a small company, so they had all the computers in one area. And so you would go in there and it was enclosed, right? It was like a glass enclosed space. It had like 6 or 8 plate things, so we would all use them in there. So this bitch come in there, honey, armpits reeking like she just toxic waste or something. And people were like, oh my God, she smelled it. She smelled like butt. She smelled like vagina. She smelled like armpits. And I'm like, okay, this is just too much for me. And I worked with all these white people. And they're like, oh my God, we don't know what to do. I said, give me some money. So I got $2 from everybody, right? And I went to Bed Bath Beyond or whatever it was called. Some English sounding place, actually. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I went there. I got some soap. I got some deodorant. I got a little washcloth scrubby doohickey thing. And some lotion and some body spray. Because, it was a lot of people. Everybody gave $2. So it was a lot of money. I put that shit on her desk with a note that said, use me. So she came in the room the next day and she was looking all embarrassed. She smelled good though. And she's like, oh my God, someone put a note on my desk that said, use me. I said, that was me. And she said, oh, well, why? I said, because you stink. You come in here and you stink. You make it so that nobody else can even breathe in the space here. So, I don't know what you be doing at home, but honey, make sure you use all that shit. And when you get run out, go back and get you some more. And that was it. That's all I had to say to her. And so, she was just looking at me. I know she wanted to say something, but when you that direct with people, and you know how I talk to people, it's like, don't get in me into the bitch motherfucking road, because then you'll feel really be hurt. But it's like, I'm trying to help you because I'm giving you something to help you smell better. But you up there stinking everybody, avoiding you and shit. Don't you notice people like, these people do it like this every time she passed by? The bitch was like Pigpen. So I'm like, I don't understand this. Yeah, she probably was. She probably thought, except for the note that said, use me. Because, you can't argue with funk. I just be like, nah, bitch, you stink, and that's just it. But I've been like that since I was 4, which my family tells stories about how my aunt was a teenager and she came in reeking. They always tell me the story. That's the only reason I know I don't remember it. But how my aunt came in from a party or something, and she, had going on with her armpits, and my aunt was kind of kind of a heavy girl, and so I'm 4 years old, and I look at her and put my hands on my non-existent hips and tell her, "You need to take a bath because you stink." I'm still like that to this day. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, how you gonna feel about what I tell you. That's gonna be on you. But you shouldn't be going around stinking. Girl, that wasn't no natural smell. That was zoo smell. Smell like a fucking zoo animal. Yeah, I do too. I have like canine smelling and hearing, so I can't do that. You can't be stinking around me. Mm-mm. No. All right. So yes, that's what I would do. This young lady with the funky coworker who's spreading disease and bacteria, I would go to HR with my concerns. Tell them all the employees are concerned that he spits. He does these things. He coughs with his mouth open, which scientifically they say when you cough, the mucus droplets spread at least 20 feet. No, maybe that's a sneeze. But anyway, coughing, who cares how much? If it spreads 5 feet, that's too much. If you in the vicinity, it's gonna land on you, your keyboard, the keyboard to the coffee machine, everything that everybody has to touch. So honey, I'm just saying go to Costco, get you that 3-pack of Clorox wipes and the 3-pack of Lysol spray and proceed to wear his ass out with it. I would be spraying, I would walking behind him, spraying him. Just wearing him out. And he'd be like, why are you spraying me with Lysol? It's like, because you a funky motherfucker that spreads disease. And don't nobody want that. And Lysol kills 98% of bacteria. No, I'm telling you. You had a supervisor didn't wear deodorant? Oh, no, no, no. They would have found a present of deodorant on their desk with a note that said, use me, you're killing us. Uh-uh. That's eau de funk. That's not eau de natural. Because, if you smell that bad, that means you haven't bathed for days. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody can maybe have a few hours or half a day where they don't, they're going to be ripe, but they're not going to be smelling like week old funk. So it's like she didn't put deodorant on and then she didn't bathe and then she put the same clothes on that she had the funky armpit things going on in. I was wondering if she changed underpants because it just smelled too much like vagina and like funky vagina, not like fresh and clean vagina. So you know what I mean? I'm like, this has got to go. Mm-mm. Y'all good, because I would have had to tell her. All right, let's look at the next letter. We're on question number 5. You would report me for harassment, that's fine. I'll report your ass to the CDC for spreading diseases and starting an epidemic. Nasty fucker. So it's like, that's just like disgusting behavior. All right, question number 5. This young lady is 19 to 26 age group. And she says, I'd like to hear your view on this topic. A peer of mine was venting on how hard it is to date as young women in our 20s and 30s. Between the he-motionals and the nignogs, our generation produces multiple babies before marriage. She feels that if she does become fond of a man, he'll most likely have children, and she'll end up being a parental figure slash stepmom. Do you believe this to be true? That millennial women have slim pickings when it comes to millennial men? Um, it does if you're gonna stay with black men. Sure enough, it's gonna be that way if you are looking at a certain kind of guy too, because the guys who tend to be more educated and in control of themselves and focused and driven don't go around having stray babies. They just don't do that. So the ones who go through life but leading with their dick, those are the ones who have stray babies. They make decisions on emotionally and lustfully. They don't make them with an eye for the future and concern about who's the mother of their children, if it's within marriage, if it's someone they love, if it's someone that has good qualities to be a mother or a mate. Where her head is, they don't think about none of that. They just doinking something, and then suddenly here comes the baby, then they become a baby daddy. So that's that's the first thing. Keep your standards high, and then any man who's lived that kind of lifestyle, you don't want to be bothered. Now you may also, because by the time you get in your 30s, have met men who have been married and divorced now. Okay, is that going to be acceptable, or are you going to rule them out too? This is a decision that only you can make, because he didn't have miscellaneous stray babies. He had a wife, and he had a child within the confines of marriage, as he was supposed to do. So are you going to hold that against him as well? You got to think on that. I can't tell you what to do there. You have to make that decision yourself. But I think if I was really, into a particular guy, and I liked how he, how he ran his life through the world and how he, presented himself to the world, and he was married and he had an ex-wife and they got along and they had a kid, and and how many kids too? That might be if one more, whatever. You have to make that decision yourself. But I would say that open up your options. Go overseas and look for men. You guys you and your peers get together. Y'all get your passports in action and go off somewhere. Go on a trip. See what you meet. See what you kind of guys, what lifestyle other men in other countries are living, and get an idea of the differences, because what you're looking at is black culture. That kind of thing is deemed to be okay in many circles. If that's not the life you want to live, you have every right to pick somebody else who believes and lives as you do. Because just like they say they don't want a woman who's got a bunch of stray kids and is quote ran through, you have the same right to have the same standards in reverse. So that's what I would say. That would be my start. But the main thing is decide, the main issue is what is acceptable. One child from a divorced man, or no children at all, whether it's married, he was married or not. Figure that out for yourself, and that'll help you eliminate a lot of bullshit. Yeah, and then these are young. She says she's in 19 to 26 age group, so the kids aren't going to be like adults or anything like that. And if she got with, say, at 26, she got with a guy who's 36, he could very well have a kid, in middle school or something that's pretty independent. You wouldn't really be called on to do much for the kid. And, so you have to kind of figure that out, come up with the different options that you might be amenable to. And then if the guy that you really like comes along, you already have worked those issues out in your mind. It won't be an issue. Your new boo is Filipino. Filipinos are just light brown niggas with an accent. Every Filipino I know is like hood. That's a trip. Well, you had I know some Filipino dudes that's in, they're Kappas. They hang out with brothers. And it's just so funny to see them. But yeah, that was just like, that's just black. That's a black man with a funny accent in that East Lupia. All right, question number 6. I met this guy about 2 years ago at a retail job I used to work at. He would flirt with me, but overall we were just friends. After I left the job to go to university, we started talking more and hung out a few times. That's when he told me he had feelings for me, and that's when I told him I liked him too. Over the last few months, our friendship has evolved into something sexual. We hang out, talk to each other about our day, watch movies, have sex, etc. Essentially, it's a friends with benefits thing. I specifically told him that that I cannot be in a relationship with him. He's much, much, much older than me. He's 32 and I'm 20. Oh, wow. And he's culturally different from my family. I'd be way too scared to even bring up the topic to my family. I told him that we could continue doing what we're doing until he finds someone to be in a relationship with. I said this because he said he doesn't want to feel lonely. Yesterday we hung out again. He told me again that he wants to be in a relationship. I don't know how to feel. He said that when I told him I didn't want to be in a relationship, that he took it as I didn't want to be in a relationship with him. I love him dearly. He's the only person I can truly turn to when I'm upset. But I cannot be in a relationship with someone who's 12 years older and who's so different from my family in every way. I'm afraid. Is what I'm feeling normal? Am I all sorts of messed up? No, you just hella stupid. Okay, what the fuck are you doing? Don't you realize you already in a relationship? It's just hidden from your family. That's what you got going on. You do everything that the people in a relationship do, and yet you say it's a friends with benefits. Friends with benefits don't hang out like that. They don't do all of that. And you say you go to him for your problems. A friend with benefit don't want to hear your problems. They're there for the good times and the fun only. Okay, so you got something different going on with this dude. But I'm telling you, you're fucking up big time here, and this is how you messing up. You cannot be okay. You know he wants a relationship with you, and you keep saying no. But your words are saying no, but your actions are saying something else. So you're giving him a mixed message. You every time you fuck him, you give a mixed message. Every time you talk to him on the phone, you give a mixed message. Every time you hang out with him and have fun and laugh and tell him your problems, you giving a mixed message. Yet your mouth keeps saying, "I don't want a relationship." You better make your actions and your words match before you end up missing girlfriend, because these dudes be snapping. Tell him I don't want a relationship. I want to concentrate on my schooling right now. I have to stop seeing you. And then you stop seeing him because he doesn't want to feel lonely. How is that your responsibility? Will you become the lonely whisperer of the world or some shit? He's a grown ass man. He's 20, wait, 12 years older than you. He knows what to do if his ass gets lonely. You 20 years old, you a baby. It's not your job to take care of him and worry about his feelings. See, another one, living life and making decisions based on feelings instead of what makes sense. Ooh, I'm going to rip y'all on Thursday. It's going to be over. All you emotional chicks just making every decision based on your feelings. This don't make no damn sense. I'm telling you, stop this. You know you don't want to be in a relationship with this man. What the fuck you keep messing with him for then? Stop it. Stop it. Change your number if you need to. Cut off all communication with this dude. Stop tripping with him. Okay? With his lonely ass. He let his ass be lonely. He'll figure it out. He's so different from your family. I'm thinking this is some dude, probably a hood rat, black, and she's something other nationality or something. It's not said, but I'm just dealing with it. He's not in love. He's just sprung on the young. You know how older guys get sprung on the fact that they got somebody young? That's meaningful for them. It makes their dick hard. It makes them feel like they the shit that they can pull somebody that young. And so that's why he's trying to lock you down. You better leave him alone before your ass end up pregnant. You're trying to figure out what happened. That's the next trick they put out. Don't you sleep with him no more. I'm telling you, cut ties with this motherfucker and do it quick. Yeah, talking about he's lonely, so I'm going to stay dealing with him. I wish I would. Oh my God. There's not enough wine in this world. All right. Question number 7. Let me turn my little fan on here. Give me some cool air. This young lady's in the 19 to 26 year age group. Be nice. We want to make decisions based on other people's feelings and needs, not our own needs and feelings. Yeah, but that's dumb. What you gonna do that for? Then you're gonna, right. I think that's what's already gonna happen, Lady Boss. That's why I'm warning her. She's messing with fire here. Shut up, Van Witch. Oh, this makes no sense to me. All right. So, oh, okay, yes, okay, 19 to 26 years old and female. She says she recently moved back home after finishing college. She missed her mom, plus she wanted to save some money. So this place is crowded. 4 adults, 4 school-age children in a 3-bedroom apartment. Wow, that is too many people. it's constantly loud, and because I'm home watching one of the kids too young for daycare, the housework naturally falls on me. Then by the time they take their nap, the older kids come home and it's more noise. I do not have my own space whatsoever. Okay, let me just interject this. You're not working, you're not going to school, the other people are working. The housework should fall on you. You got to make some kind of contribution. What the fuck? You think you're just going to be living there just dancing around? No, you're going to do something to pay, to contribute to the rent or whatever that would be, your part of the bills, your lights that you using up, the water that you use up, the soap that you use up. I mean, you can't live nowhere for free. So that's your contribution. So, I don't have a problem with you could doing the housework. Okay, so next thing, you knew, and plus you didn't have your own space. You knew that before you moved in, right? This didn't like magically happen after you moved in. So you knew who was at the house when you moved in there. So that's nothing to complain about after the fact. Next paragraph. My siblings do a lot of things backwards, like marrying men who are not established, then struggling when children come, blah blah blah. A brother who has custody of kids, but he want to be dating. I mean, shared custody, but wants to be dating on the weekend when he's, supposed to be visiting with his kids. How do I keep my sanity for this time? What are little things I can do to make the place more homey? An example, I bought nice hand towels for the washroom, and a few weeks later, I saw it was being used as a mop. Oh my God, they do not appreciate anything nice. My boyfriend had bought me flowers. I put it in the bathroom, and the comments made were things like, "Those are for white girls." I let her know her comment was ignorant. The same family member comments that I have too many fancy things, referring to a candle holder from Bed and Body Works. I really do not think I have nice things at all. I'm in the process of finding a job. Thankfully, my boyfriend supports me financially somewhat, but I can't live with him. Sorry for this long question, but any advice would help. What should I do to make this living situation more bearable? Okay, first of all, you're taking care of this baby that's too young for daycare. So before you do anything outside the house, like go on a job, you need to let that parent give that parent time to find daycare. You can't just decide I'm going to work tomorrow and leave the person with nobody to watch the baby. That's not how you handle yourself. You think they be resentful of you now, they really gonna be. Well, she can't move yet until she gets a job. She said she's looking for a job. Okay. But my thing is, even if you can't find a job, sign up with a temporary agency, temp agency. You can type, right? You can use a computer. Do you know how to use Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Outlook? And if you know how to do those things, search on Google and put together file folders, make photocopies and stuff like that, you can get some kind of little Mickey Mouse job doing temporary work at an office somewhere. And you never know, they might like you and decide that they want to hire you. But you need to start doing something. Like I said, give that go out to do some interviews. Give that parent some notice about what they need to do about their baby, because you're going to be looking for work and and working temporary jobs so you can move. And then stop buying shit. Okay, save your money. You don't need to worry about what goes on in that house. Bank your money that you make or save or that your boyfriend gives you, and use it for getting some work related outfits, because you was in school, so you're going to need some outfits to wear to a job. You can't just go get a job and not have nothing to wear. So stop buying towels and start buying skirts and shirts and blazers and the shit like that people wear on jobs. And then once you do get you some temporary work, then save your money and save your money until you have enough money to move out. And even if you have to move into a shared situation where you're sharing a living space with another girl, like a 2-bedroom apartment, and you guys share an apartment or something like that, that would be ideal. You would have your own room. Sometimes you even get, there's like 2 master bedrooms. You have your own bathroom. It depends. I don't know where you live, what the rental agreement arrangements are in that area, but they don't know how to use a computer. How could they not? Well, anyway, we gotta go. Okay, bad witch, go ahead, handle that. Um, you can't live with this boy, but so you can make arrangements to move later. If you need to, wherever he lives, put your nice stuff in a box and store it at his house until you move out. You shouldn't have any nice things around these nignogs. Anything that they think that you have that they don't, they're going to be jealous of, or they're going to try to destroy it, or they're going to rib you about it and say that you're wasting money. So you have to be very cognizant of the fact that you're in that situation to quote save money, but you buying stupid stuff. You don't need that. You only need like maybe 2 or 3 towels for yourself that you keep, and then you cycle them and then you wash them and you reuse them. Maybe it's two. That's what you need to do, because this makes no sense. Wasting stuff. And tell your boyfriend to stop buying you flowers. Tell him to give you the money. Put that money in your bank account. Or tell him to buy you some shoes to go on a job interview, or a suit or something. Something useful. Flowers are cute, but they're not useful for you right now. You got to be more practical. Get off that dreamy shit and get into some practicality so you can get the fuck up out that house. All right? Question number 8. My boyfriend was in a relationship with my aunt. What? Wait a minute. They were never married or had kids together. I knew him before, and we were both into each other, and she interfered. Oh. She knew all about us as we were close then, and I told her everything. At that time, he was only 17, and she was in her early 30s. What? That was 20 years ago. They were together for 3 years. It was a horrible relationship. She was cheating on him and very verbally violent, and our whole family witnessed it. He and I got together a little over a year ago. I haven't seen my aunt in almost 10 years. My aunt and her kids are really upset about this. They have gone to social media and defamed my character. They're not upset with him, just with me. She has done so many things to tarnish our relationship, personal things that are unforgivable. I was her friend, but I guess she wasn't mine. I love her, but I love him too, and he's good to me like he was when we were younger, before she interfered. I always knew we would end up together. I have been in love with him since childhood, and those feelings have never gone away. If I had to choose, it would be him. Am I wrong for being with him? Nope, not at all. Was he wrong for being with your aunt? Yep, 150%. He let his dick make a decision for him. Now, I know you love him. I don't know if I would be able to do this. I don't know if I would be able to do it, so it's really hard for me to give you any advice on this. Rose, no, this is what was attractive about it. Your aunt is jealous of you. Your aunt, you're probably cute, educated. There's something about you that she was jealous of, and she was trying to destroy it. Now, that's what's so noticeable. How's a 30-year-old woman going to be going after a 17-year-old kid that's dating her niece? That bitch is toxic. Okay, so you say you love her. You don't need to love her. You need to worry about yourself. You haven't seen her for 10 years. Make it 10 more, because there's something wrong with her. Block her on social media. Do not let her see anything that's on your pages. Block her kids. As a matter of fact, just block everybody in your family. They don't need to see nothing. If you want to share pictures and stuff with certain relatives, start up a new page and put that stuff over there. But really, people be too much. They be too much on social media, telling too much of their business, and so that's how I'm sure she found out, because you put posting pictures and talking about it and all this old stuff she didn't really need to see. She didn't need to know anything about. I'm just the fact that she was in her 30s and this he was only 17 really bothers me, because 17-year-old boys are run by hormones. So she gonna flash some coochie at him, and he gonna go running over there. And so that's the way that went down. I'm not saying that it was right for him to do that, but I understand how it happened. What I'm concerned about is, why your aunt chose that particular young man when she knew that you two had a relationship, because you were talking to her and telling her all about it. She intentionally went after this kid. So that is very telling. Now, you need to have a real conversation with him. I would suggest sitting down with him and explaining how you feel about this. Say, this is what happened. This is what's going on. I need to understand why you did what you did, however many 20 years, however many years ago that was that they got together, and what you plan to do in the future. Because if I invest emotions in you and we're back together, I don't want any mess like this to ever happen again. Some woman I know starts coming after you. You better buck up like a G and tell her no. Don't you do that. You do that to me again, we're through forever. And it doesn't matter how much I love you. I will love you from afar, and we'll be done. But yeah, close your pages to them, block them on your phone. Tell your mother not to be talking about your business with her, even though that's probably her sister, or maybe it's your dad's sister. Whoever it is, it's your auntie, and both of your parents need to understand not to be telling them about your business as to this aunt because she's toxic and just a bitch. Ooh wee, Lord have mercy. Let me have another swig. All right, question number 9. I've been with my fiance for 5 years. Oh my God, why do these people be with somebody for so long and don't get married? His mom always disrespects me. In case it helps, his mom is a Gemini, my fiance is a Cancer, and I'm a Scorpio. A Cancer man, you can forget it. He's spineless. The mom is bipolar. If she doesn't get away, she makes sure everything goes against me or anyone she doesn't like. Before he proposed, his mom disliked me, but ever since I came into his life on a more serious level, she's nice in my face, but they don't say nasty things to me about my behind my back. The biggest mistake I made was whenever me and my fiance had an argument, I used to talk to her and wondered about her son's disrespectful behavior, but I learned my lesson. I stopped calling her now ever since after the proposal. Every time we talk amongst ourselves, his mother interrogates us about our business and she complains to my fiance about me. Okay, so then she says I called him talking about my feelings. Suddenly she gets nosy, starts complaining, nagging to his ear while I was on the phone. He hung up. I didn't know why. I called his mom and asked her, where's my fiance? Then she flipped out on me and took her bipolar anger out on the whole family. He says he's feeling burdened and can't wait to go to the Navy and not hear me and his mom's feelings. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. He couldn't really say too much to her because he lives in their house. Oh, okay. She went on a whole bunch of unnecessary information. Bottom line, you guys must be kids because this is so juvenile that it's hard for me to understand. And you all stuck on this fiance thing. You're not thinking about, okay, I'm getting married, but I'm getting married to a fool, a weak, spineless little boy. That's what this kid is. You've been dating him for 5 years, or I don't know how long you've been engaged, but you need to give him that ring back. Tell him to go to the Navy and grow up and grow a pair while he's gone, and then check you out when he gets back if everything's still you still single. But right now, both of you are too mentally and psychologically, emotionally retarded like kids. This makes no sense for you to be talking about getting married. There's no concern in your end about the man that you're marrying and what kind of marriage you would have with a guy who's so dominated by his mother. And the mother's whack ass and crazy with the bipolar. Don't you know that shit is genetic? So you're going to get with his ass and you're going to be having some bipolar ass kids or they're all fucked up like his mother. Oh no. If you were my daughter, I would insist that you break this off promptly and immediately because otherwise I would have to be going over there kicking his mother's ass and then I would be in jail and it would be ugly. So you need to think about this and how this kind of relationship, this dynamic here where you're being pitted against his mother for him is just stupid. This makes no damn sense. He's talking about being somebody's husband. He needs to check his mother. No matter if he lives there or not, there's certain things that you just don't do. This is going to be supposed to be his future wife, and he allows her to talk to you like that and treat you like that, and he don't say nothing. See, nah. I'm telling you, another one, a feelings thing. Everybody just worried about their feelings, and it's just stupid. You got to use your brain. I think on Thursday, a bunch of people's feelings was gonna be hurt. Yeah, this is bad. I'm not bashing the Scorpio. I'm just saying this girl is young. She's young and silly. You know, there's not the Scorpio part doesn't really have anything to do with it. It's the fact that she's silly and immature. It's like calling the mother. Why would you call the mother saying, where's your fiance? You just said that she be in your business and then you call her and you bring her into your business. What are you doing? See how they give mixed messages? You don't never call somebody's mama asking her, where's your man? I mean, you just hung up from him. You guys don't know how to text? He don't have a cell phone? You can't text him? You got to call her to get her involved in the shit? See what I mean? You like to have shit stirred up. You did that shit on purpose. I'm done with this question. Okay, let's move on. This is question number 10. Let me see if I have another one. Oh, yeah, there's 11 today. Oh, my God, this one is long as hell. All right, so we got 2 more questions, everybody. This is What the Fuck Tuesday. As you see, we've been saying that all evening. The X's have been thrown up. Psh, psh. People just like X'd on out the picture because their stuff is just some raggedy. Okay, this girl says, this isn't about my love life, but I like how you give advice and I need help on repairing a friendship with a very close friend. Hmm. I've been friends with this girl for 3 years. We used to tell each other everything, our life problems, our secrets, everything. Recently, she's been accusing me and my boyfriend of, quote, starting drama, but I don't see it as starting drama. For example, she's mad at me for being competitive, and I really don't know why. She claims that I one up everything she does. Another example, we play in a band together and we recorded a video of us so that we could listen. My boyfriend said that I sounded good, but my friend said I wasn't heard in the video because I was standing the furthest away. My boyfriend then said, well, if you heard her, then she sounded good. My friend took this personally and she said that she was going to distance herself from us, leave the band, and end this friendship. Bye. What? Okay, what did he say to push her button so much? Like honestly, it wasn't even about her. She picks at every little imperfection. Yet she has so many imperfections herself. She's got the shortest fuse ever. Even my teacher can push her button just by saying a little joke that isn't even about her. I really want to become friends with her again, but fear that she thinks so poorly of me that she doesn't want to be around me anymore. What do I do? You chalk that bitch up to past experience. That's what you do. You can't be friends with everybody forever. Some people just come into your life for a little while and then they move on. She says she don't want to be friends with you. Say okay, and then let her go. Leave her alone. This is gonna do nothing but go downhill. She's angry at you for something, probably because you have a boyfriend and you have talent singing and you probably look better than her. And there's a whole bunch of things that she's envious of and she's mad, and so she's taking it out on you with these little digs and acting a fool. So you let her leave the band if she wants to. You let her stop being friends with you if she wants to. You can't hold on to people that don't want to be there. And if she doesn't want to be your friend, let her go. You know what I mean? You don't change yourself to please somebody else. She wants to act stupid and act like you being competitive. It's not that you're being competitive, it's just that you're better than her. You know me, I'm such a bitch. That's what I would say to her. I'm like competing with you, bitch. There's no competition. I beat you with one hand tied behind my back and legless in a wheelchair. I would still win because I'm just better. That's just the way that it is. You know it, and that's why you mad. You could be big mad, little mad, all kind of sideways mad. I don't care. The bottom line is I'm better than you. You know it, and you mad. But that take your ass on then. I can't really be bothered with you. Be trying to raid on my parade. You know what I mean? Get out your feelings. Thank you, Lady Balls. She said today's lesson is get out your feelings. Exactly. It's like this is the overwhelming thing. These women are reacting emotionally in a way that is so detrimental to their relationships with other people, either a man or even a female friend. Well, you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. If you know you fabulous and you know you all of that, then you see other people get upset about it. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Stop being fabulous so you feel better about your trifling, two-bit piece of shit, low-level roach ass? That don't have nothing to do with me. Elevate your shit up so that you be more on my level. Don't be mad at me for being better than you. Could use that as a motivation for you to raise yourself up. I'll probably help you. But just like, you're going to sit there and be throwing lugs and stuff and acting like I shouldn't be wonderful and fabulous so that you wouldn't feel bad about yourself. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But if you, want some assistance getting better at what you're doing, I most likely will help you because I'm just like that. If you ask me for help, I'll give it to you. But you start throwing lugs and acting stupid, then you're going to get X'd out my life. Okay. Whoo, honey, question number 11. I don't know why. I'm going to talk to my cousin. You need to stop giving me 11 questions. All right. Yes, Lady Boss, every week. That's right. She picks out what the theme is and she posted in the chat. So this is the last question of the day, everyone. Question 11 on What the Fuck Tuesday with our wild and crazy dating advice questions. Oh my goodness. Back at the ranch. I am in a relationship with a guy who's a year older than me. I'm 25, he's 26. I'm currently doing my second degree, Master's of Pharmacy, graduated last year. See, I love these kind of letters. It's like these young women be getting, okay, they educated, they have like book sense, but they don't have any common sense, and this is kind of worrisome. Okay. I used to work as a tour leader and dispenser in a pharmacy to put myself through school. Okay, good. I met my boyfriend through Tinder last year, and next month will be our 1 year anniversary, hopefully. He was honest with me about falling in a relationship as he has no full time job, did not finish A levels, and has depression and anxiety. However, we have many common interests and he's quite caring. After knowing his history and background, I still decided to be with him. See, feelings, and wanted to help him get a job or go back to college. I saw he was passionate about going back to school and getting a job. During the first 3 months, I didn't feel anything was wrong. But then he started to feel. He started to get mentally unstable, and we argued a lot, and more, and most arguments were initiated by him. For example, we planned to go on a date on Sunday, but he could just stay in bed until everything closed and said next time. It's happened many times, and you stayed with him. Every time I told him to try looking for a job or searching for courses that he would like to do, he would just delay it until I got angry. Then he would say he would do it after his sister's surgery. But she finished her surgery and totally recovered a few months ago. But he's still playing video games, watching TV every day. I spoke to him about our future many times, and he said I can't just assume he would get everything done in one day. And recently, when I reminded him to be responsible for himself, he made tons of excuses, like I have depression, so I'm not motivated to find a job. Deb, I have been working hard, etc., and I have friends with depression, but they all got a job. He's still receiving the benefits and allowance from the government, and I really don't want a man who's not responsible for himself. It feels like the romance is dying. Last time he bought me flowers, I didn't feel happy or anything. I don't really know what to do now. It's really difficult for me. Can you give me some advice, Deb? I really want a man, not a boy, but I love him. But I love him, she says. What is it that you love so much? What tell me what it is that you love. That he's caring? The motherfucker is about as caring as a spoon. He's useless. He's useless. He don't do shit. He sits around and plays video games and watches TV all day. He's crazy, depressed. I mean, argumentative, uneducated, broke because he don't have no money. He's living off of government assistance or whatever. He's not trying to find a job. He's not trying to be a man. He wants to be a fuck boy. And so you up here about to get your second, you get about to get a master's of pharmacy, so you could be a pharmacist or whatever, go get your doctorate, whatever you're trying to do. So you're like way up here, okay? And he's way down here, like off screen low. That's how low he is. And you're wasting your time with this because you quote love him. And I'm trying to figure out why. See, this is why young women should have their hearts ripped out until they get some sense, because you let your feelings determine your decisions about your life. You've wasted a year of your life, and you up there talking about you hope we make a 1 year anniversary. Hopefully, why would you want to do that? This is something you should break this off with him today. Tell him you don't want a man. You just said it. I want a man, not a boy. What is it? Let me flip back to this so I can quote exactly what she said. I really want a man, not a boy, but I love him. Okay, but you have a boy. You sitting up there chasing after him to try to motivate him to get a job, to take classes. You're like nagging at him like he's a child. You treat him like he's a child. You try to take care of him like he's a child. Yet you say you say you want a man, but you hope to have a 1 year anniversary with a boy. What are you doing? Well, how are you making this decision? Like I said, with your feelings, you're not using your brain at all. Obviously, you have one because you couldn't be getting going after masters in pharmacy if you did not have some kind of intellect. But you're not using it to make a sound decision about your love life. You only use it for school. You need to use it in your entire life. Get rid of this clown. He's useless. He's a user, a loser. And I don't know what you're doing. I don't understand it. Girl, I'm telling you, this is a serious dust storm. Why do these girls, they're like so together. They got so much going on. They got so much of a bright future, and they just waste their time and energy on these knuckleheads. So deep in my feelings. So, yes, I wish I had a sound. He's got it's like, I wonder where his mother is. He must live with his mama. He's doing all of this, but maybe not. I mean, he might get enough from whatever this government money he's getting. He has depression and anxiety. He's a fuck up. What are you doing? You get with somebody like this, and he's going to pass that same cracking, that same crazy on to any children that you, so you're gonna have kids that have depression and anxiety. What you gonna do? Got a house full of crazy folks, everybody on drugs and shit, and you trying to, make your mark in the world. You better leave this loser alone. I'm surprised your parents are not in your ear about this, because this is just terrible. This is terrible. Oh my God. I don't know. Her mother, I don't know where she might live somewhere else where her mother doesn't even know what's going on. You know what I mean? Her mother hasn't met the guy, or she hasn't been so forthcoming about his loserness to her mother. So the mama might not know. But I'm telling you, that's why it's always good to meet the dudes your daughter's screwing around with, so you can see, what kind of mess they're creating for themselves and run interference. Because this guy's a loser. It'd be like coming over to my house and I'd be saying, oh, what work you do? Oh, I don't work. What you do with yourself all day? I play video games and watch TV. Get the fuck out. Get out. Don't talk to my daughter again. I'll shoot you. Because you're just useless. You're just useless. You just a waste of fucking air and water on space on the planet. Get out of here. And I tell my daughter, you touch him again, I'm going to beat your ass. Girl, they don't even do that in the Disney movies. The girls be getting with princes and shit. They got some shit. They ain't losers sitting on the couch playing video games. They about something. So it's like, you can't even blame that on Disney, because Disney is, they elevate. You be coming up when you get with the prince. I'm telling you, it's like all these people are fired, all of them. I just haven't. It's like, I guess by the time they write to me, their shit is just so fucked up they don't even know what to do with it. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. What are you doing, young lady? What are you doing? I don't really know what to say about all of that, but I'm glad this is over. I'm so glad this is over. And I may do something tomorrow, but I think I probably won't. I'll probably just wait until Thursday. We're going to be on Thursday. I want to do the topic that was suggested by somebody the other day, on how women need to control their emotions. As we saw today, almost every letter was a perfect example of women who don't control their emotions, don't know how to, or just refuse to. That I'm not sure what's the motivating force, but it should be a very interesting conversation. I'll get some promos up about it, today, well, later tonight, and you guys can, start sharing the links with your friends, so that we can get a nice group of ladies in here to figure out what it is that motivates y'all to make choices with your emotions instead of with your mind. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to use your emotions. I mean, you got to use your mind and not use your emotions. That's what I meant to say. So this week closed out another broadcast of What the Fuck Tuesday, advice letters sent in by you that I answered right here on the air. We'll be back on Thursday at 6 p.m. sharp for the Tough Topic Thursday, and we'll be talking about women controlling their emotions. Just meet me here 6 p.m. sharp. I'll see you then. Bye bye.